In my decades in this business, there's one interview that stands out in my mind, I think, more than any other. And it's a story of a young college graduate. He first came out of school, was going for his first professional job, and he found this startup company that had been founded by a young man a couple of years earlier, but it had a great reputation, and it was the type of opportunity that this fresh graduate really wanted to pursue. So he applied. He went through all the preliminaries. He met with the hiring manager. He met with what would be colleagues and peers. He even went in and met with the COO. He came through it with flying colors. All he had left to do was to have one quick interview with the president, the founder of the company. That was scheduled the next day. He showed up. The interview lasted about 30 seconds. The president stood up, looked at the young man, looked at the resume, said to him, "I don't know who the heck you think you are or what you're trying to do, but you're obviously an imposter." Ripped the resume into pieces, dropped it on the floor, and said, "Get out of here before I call the police." Well, the police weren't called. The COO dug into it, got to the bottom of it. Turns out that this young graduate had just graduated 3 weeks before from a private institution up the street at a big-name college. So hadn't the president. And they graduated from the same class. And it was only 13 people with the same degree, and the president had never seen the college student and therefore assumed the entire thing was bogus. Had never checked the background, had never checked the credentials, hadn't checked with the colleges. It was totally legitimate, and it was to me a classic example of an ill-prepared interviewer who didn't bother to check the facts but jumped to some quick conclusions.